Okay, I have a simple but powerful mathematical card effect to share with you today. And so for this, you need a standard deck of cards, well mixed here. So I'll go ahead and shuffle it a few times. Okay, I was actually shuffling the cards before we began, so these cards are quite well mixed here. So maybe I'll do one more. Okay, very good. And now we're going to choose 13 random cards, but you're going to help me with that. So what I'm going to do is I'll begin dealing out the cards until you say stop. Stop right there. Okay. And then I'll remove a few. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stop there. 8, 9, 10, 11. Stop there. 12. Stop. Okay. 13. Okay, so we have 13 random cards, very much decided by where you told me to stop. And now we're going to mix these cards even further using something called the lazy Klondike Shuffle. Okay, so this is how the Klondike Shuffle works. You pull the top and bottom off as one, and then you just continue doing that. Now we're going to do the lazy version because it's faster. So you can tell me stop at any point, and I'll drop the rest of the cards on top. Stop there. Okay. Okay, that's one lazy Klondike Shuffle. Okay, let's do another one. Stop there. Boy, you're super lazy. Okay, maybe just one more. Okay, one more lazy Klondike Shuffle. Okay, so just tell me when to stop. Are you ever going to tell me to stop? Stop there. Okay, very good. Okay, now at this point, we're going to Klondike pairs of cards to the table, kind of randomly here. Okay. Now, of course, we'll have an odd card out. We have 13 cards, so there's going to be like a little singleton there. And now what we need to do is just randomly pick these up. In fact, you can tell me how to pick them up. What do you want me to pick up next? The single one? Okay. Bottom left, top right, bottom center. Okay, very good. And then to finish, we're going to employ a powerful mantra. It's called the right-wrong mantra. So let me show you how that works. So you go right, wrong, 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 right. Okay, that's looking auspicious there. We finished on a right. Okay, well, you may have noticed off to the side I have a blue back card just sitting there the whole time, actually. So let's just go ahead and take a look at what that card was that I set aside at the very beginning of this routine. Well, it's kind of an ordinary card. It's the 5 of Hearts. If this right-wrong mantra is to be believed, I think we will have accomplished something extremely unlikely given all of the random choices made by you, the spectator, that I could not have controlled. So let's see what card has risen to the top after all of this convoluted mixing. Let's just take a look. Oh boy, I would say that's surprising, and I would say that's unlikely. I think this is a testament not just to this powerful mantra, but also to your amazing random choice making. I'll bet you can't do that again, but the fact is you can do it again and again and again, and it will always work for you as the performer. Okay, so let's quickly talk about this. So you just choose a prediction card or card that you're going to match with different back or different color at least. So we have red, we have red back versus blue. Okay. Now how this works is you begin with your matching card at the top of the deck. Okay, so I have 5 of Hearts. Our goal target card is a 5 of Hearts as well. Okay, so you begin with it at the beginning. Okay, and all you need to do here is just retain it at the beginning. Okay, so just make sure the right hand side falls last. And even if only a single card falls last, like, well, not quite there, but you'll be okay because we're retaining that special card at the top. Okay, so that's not too hard to do with a little bit of practice. And then if you remember, what I did was I began dealing, so from this point on I'm kind of safe because I want it on the bottom. And then you just ask the spectator to tell you when to stop. Maybe they say stop there. Get rid of a bunch of cards, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, stop. 9, 10, 11, 12, stop. 13, okay, very good. And now at this point, in an effort to further mix the cards, in case anyone knew anything about these cards at the beginning, we're going to employ this lazy Klondike. Okay, so the spectator truly can tell you when to stop, drop the rest on top. Now that's for the simple reason that relative to the Klondike shuffle, the bottom card is a fixed point, meaning that card goes right back to the bottom, because look at what happens. As soon as you pull off the first pair, what card's on the bottom? The card that we want. So you could even stop there, okay? Or in fact, you could even not Klondike any cards. It's on the bottom already, and then if we Klondike any cards whatsoever, it's still on the bottom, okay? So the spectator can tell you stop at any point. You can do as many of those as you like. And then the next step was to Klondike pairs to the table. Just make note of where this pair is. So maybe put it top center, someplace where you can remember, and then randomly place these others. That would be fine, okay? Now you will have a single card at the end because we have 13 cards, and that can go anywhere on the table, okay? And now the only thing you have to be aware of and careful to do is to pick up any one of the pairs, except for the one with your card at the bottom. Pick up any one of the other pairs first, and then pick up your pair, okay? Because we need your card in the 11th position in this packet of 13. So what you can do is just begin picking, don't do that one. That's the single one, okay? Almost showed you how not to do it correctly. So pick up one of the pairs, and then as you're picking them up, just say, okay, let's just randomly stack these. In fact, let's have you decide how we stack. You want this one next, the single one next, bottom left, bottom right, top right. Okay, so the key is our special card, the 5 of hearts, is in the 11th position of this packet of 13. Well, that position is very special relative to this under-down shuffle, which is really what this right-wrong shuffle is. And it's for the simple reason that the card in the 11th position is guaranteed to rise to the top after you perform that shuffle. So we can just go right, wrong, right, wrong. Okay, so this is just an under-down shuffle disguised in a way that we're supposedly using it to decide whether or not my prediction on the top right is correct or not. Is it right or wrong? Okay, and then you're done, because the card that has been brought to the top is guaranteed to match your prediction card at the very beginning. Okay, so that's the secret to it. It's very simple. There's not too many steps to remember, and it really gives the spectator the illusion that they're controlling virtually everything that goes on in this performance. And to some degree, that's not far from the truth. They're not controlling everything, but they are controlling much of what happens in this routine. And nonetheless, you're able to find your prediction card in this, quote, randomized deck of cards, with the spectator deciding most everything throughout this performance. So thank you for watching, and take a look at other videos on the Absolute Math Magic channel.